Welcome back to our coverage of EAG International 2018 and its many virtual reality delights. I'm back with Murry Curry and Johnny Noophead to chat about our experiences at the event. Right in the middle of the expo, in Namco's section, was WePlayVR, which is another huge setup that you can't really miss, to be honest.
You just notice this huge box, basically.
Like this big greenhouse kind of thing in the middle there.
When you walk in, you just see like some guy walking around with a Vive on his head and just like, what's he doing?
Yeah, naturally it looked so interesting. We approached the staff who were displaying this hardware, the entire setup.
Yeah.
And yeah, we discovered that they have a distribution deal with Bandai Namco, hence the area they were in there. We were amazed to discover they're selling that huge setup.
Yeah.
The entire room. Basically, yeah, this is a product that you could set up in, like, I mean, they're looking for like huge arcades and shopping malls, and like, yeah, they're thinking big here, which you need to be if you just see the setup.
Yeah, this thing that's created by a company called AiSolve. Considering how big it is, you would think that would make it really complicated, but it's actually a really clever modular design. It's basically like a construction set, and you can just sort of stack it together a couple of hours. Apparently, it's really easy to set up. You just hook it all together, and one of its unique features is the floor inside it, because everything's made of like these big tiles that they like place down, and each floor has, I think they call it haptic feedback.
Yes.
So they can vibrate underneath you with the game.
I mean, that was just amazing. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, you know, I just thought it was going to be a room.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting
you really don't expect that the first time it happens. You're like, oh, what's happening? But it's really quite clever how that works, because not only are they developing the room, they're also developing the games that go with it, because the games are custom made for it, and the games are built around the limitations of that room, I suppose.
Yeah.
They even advertise it as infinite experiences, finite space, you know. Not only is it quite simple to set up, but the actual preparation, getting in there, that was one of the most impressive things about it. They actually advertise it as 60-second setup to get in there. You basically walk in, you put the eye mask on, make sure you don't put your try to put your glasses on after you put the mask on.
Doesn't work that way around.
Yeah, you put the face mask on, you put the VR on, and here's where it gets really clever. The VR headset, it's not dangling with wires like the other ones. It's actually hooked up to a PC backpack that you put on.
I was so impressed by that.
Yeah.
Because you could just run around, you know, again with the amount of space you got to work with. That was just fantastic. It was like a proton pack.
It really was. It was just a Ghostbusters proton pack on your back. It had like rechargeable batteries. I remember at one point they were swapping the batteries out on the thing. It's basically no wires, because the wires are just going straight into the backpack.
Yep.
You're not like being held back by anything. You can except for the walls.
All VR setups at the moment, we've not gotten far enough with the technology that they're wireless. So you've always got that, and that does unfortunately subtract from the virtual reality. Is the fact that you can feel that you're attached to wires, and they're usually quite thick wires, and they do get in your way, and they wrap round, and you can't move around that much. Yeah, I mean, it's such a simple idea, but why has no one else thought of it yet? Just have it attached to a little backpack on your bag, and it
was really light as well, wasn't it? I think they've said it's about 3 kilograms, which is about as much as an average laptop. So it was next to nothing.
And that's why it impresses me, because I know how powerful PCs have to be to run a Vive and the game. You've got something pretty powerful in the small package on your back. So I mean, that really impressed me as well, because the games that they're running, you're not talking like top of the range graphics, but it does the job very nicely. They're not bad graphics.
Yeah.
And the games themselves were very good. I mean, I say games, they're kind of more like experiences. But
definitely.
There is some player control to it.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say it's 50-50 between experience and game.
Yeah,
they do sort of push in the right direction, i.e. that there's arrows in the game to say, hey, you got to walk this way. It does a very good job of that. In fact, when I was playing, there's a little box in the middle of the floor, but the way the game tells you to walk round, you completely go around the box. Even though you can't see it, you don't actually know it's there. It's just clever that it knows how many steps you've taken, it knows where exactly you are in the play area.
That's another thing I should mention. Each of the games is made very aware of the
time.
They're
all 5 minutes long.
Yeah, I mean, and you can't really break
no
that.
longer.
Yeah, so it's very much arcade in setup with the in and the out, basically.
Yes.
You set up in 60
That's
seconds,
the
you're
idea,
playing for 5 minutes. In terms of setup and I suppose you could say, turnover with people.
Oh,
coming in
yeah,
and out
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
It's very good at getting that all done very quickly.
Exactly, which is perfect for arcade, because arcade is.
You don't want to
supposed
be waiting around forever to get on it. Because I ended up playing all 3 of them eventually. I actually hung around to play all of them, because each game they were playing, they were showing for different time slots.
Yeah.
So you sort of had to come back at certain hours to try out all 3. In the case of the Mayan Adventure one, the one thing I had with that was the torch in the game looked longer than the Vive controller is. And I ended up bonk, bonk. I ended up knocking the controller into the wall, and I think the ceiling once or twice.
I was talking away to the staff, and you were like right in front of us inside the box, and you just sort of punched the wall in between us, and it was amazing. And
I was so worried afterwards, and I was like, "Oh no, I haven't broke the controller." And I was like caressing it, like, "No, I haven't broke it."
Because the outer wall was perspex, it made such a great noise.
My scary experience with it was when Murry Curry was playing, and obviously with the Vive, your outside vision is completely blocked, and it looked as if he was actually walking right up to me as I was recording him playing, just like, "Oh no, you can't see me." So what? This is weird.
The ingenious way the game was designed, like in the case of the Mayan Adventure one, there would be areas where you get into this room and it looks like a massive room, way bigger than the one you're in. But as soon as you step forward to where the wall is, there like these spikes would come up. So it's like, well, you can't go there. If you try to go there, you're just going to bash into the wall. You wander around for 5 minutes. We had no idea what was going on in there. So, what was going on in there?
See on there, but it just keeps cutting off. Yeah, basically, really, really good. You might have noticed me looking a bit.
Yeah, you were tiptoeing. Yeah.
You had to walk on these really high beams with this like generator in your hand.
Oh, okay.
It got a bit scary. The only problem was I didn't have sound working. I just told them now. But with sound, I probably would have shat my pants, because you got these things jumping in your face, like spider-y and things. Everything else works great. Having the room was amazing.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't bump into the walls. Was there like walls in the game to stop you from...
I just think I was very close to the edge, so where I was walking around the beams, it was right next to the wall, which is probably a safety precaution for people. Yeah. Because I play VR. Yeah. I know how to be steady, but when you're on a beam high up in the air, you do. Yeah, exactly. Might give back, which is great.
Yeah, I think I'll give it. We do play VR. We play a lot of VR today.
My favourite bit of it was the fact that we know it's all VR. We never really break that illusion in our minds. Like, you know, a lot of the guys there were suits, weren't they? So you see them and you're laughing while they're sort of getting a bit scared. You're thinking, oh, look at them. But when you're in there, I had this moment where basically the floor breaks away and you have to walk across these tiny steel beams. And I'm pretty sure we've got footage of me just wobbling away, thinking, oh my god.
I did the exact same thing on 2 of the games. The floor crumbled.
Make that 3, because I was pretty scared.
We all tiptoed. The worst thing about it is when you look down, you can't see your feet. Your feet are invisible in the game, so you're like, not only are you worried that you're going to fall, even though you're obviously not, but you can't see where your feet are, so you're like, oh, where am I putting my
That's
feet?
the thing, you know.
It makes you even more nervous. They need to put sensors on your feet so you can see them.
But the funny thing is, we know all the time in our minds that if we just walked off, the game would have just done that. I don't know if you noticed.
The grid thing.
That's right, There was one point in the game I sort of walked, I was supposed to stand in the lift and I sort of stood a bit too close to where the invisible wall was. And just the game freezes for a second and comes up with a big grid and shows you where you're supposed to be. So you know that would have happened if we were to walk off this so-called giant drop. But no, your mind fills in the blanks. This is what I love about VR.
That's what makes VR so special. And it was a really nice feeling to just be able to walk about.
Exactly.
Obviously, you need to have some kind of restriction, otherwise you just wander out of the building with their setup. Wouldn't you? You just walk out with the backpack on you, like, oh, where am I? Oh, I've left. I'm being arrested.
Just having that extra layer of freedom when walking around, your mind continues to fill in those blanks and does a lot of the work for you. And I just think that is one of the wonders of VR for me.
Oh, definitely. All sorted. Literal last minute. Another go on WePlayVR. I've still got my weird curve thing on my face because I want to get weird looks, I suppose. And I literally got on the WePlayVR as the event was ending. So the second I got off it, I got kicked out. Well, I didn't get kicked out, but I mean, like, everyone's leaving. So yeah, I got to try out a preview of the Clock Tower game, which is a work in development. It was like all steampunk, and you were almost like platforming without jumping, obviously, going along all these big clockwork things, and you had this like robot assistant that was all sassy and being like, oh, this is getting tedious and all this kind of stuff. It was very, you know, very Portal style sense of humour, and you were doing like switch puzzles and you had to turn handles and stuff. I should have looked around a bit more because I didn't realise there was like other puzzles behind me, and the robot was getting fed up and was like, okay, I'll do it for you, this is getting tedious. And yeah, that was Clock Tower. That was really quite interesting. When the lifts went up and everything was moving around you, it was making me feel a bit in my stomach, but it was right. Oh, I have to leave this door here. I don't usually do this thing. I'm going to take this thing off because I look like a weirdo, which I guess is the idea. Yeah, that wasn't a full 5 minutes. That one was only about 3 minutes, I think. It even came up like on each wall at the end, you know, where the grid thing comes out. It just came up, coming soon against all the walls, which was kind of cool. I also noticed on their flyer, just above the actual display, they had a silhouette for what looked like a racing game. It had like a steering wheel saying coming soon. So when I was chatting with the staff, they said not only are they looking at this as an amusement thing, but they're also looking at it as something for education. They could use it in museums. They're looking to make this a platform as opposed to just like a couple games. They are actually planning to do all kinds of stuff with this. They don't want it to just be a video game thing. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what AiSolve can do with this technology and how they can expand on it in the future.
Especially in museums, say if you're shown sort of like an Arctic setting, or being in the middle of a desert, being in the middle of a battlefield even.
No, it makes sense when you use the term platform. Yeah, just maybe there could be this whole thing with other developers coming in to make software specifically for it.
Yeah.
This is VR in a nutshell. It's still uncharted territory, and we're looking forward to see what is going to happen next.
Yes.
That just excites the hell out of me, and seeing stuff like this already is just so encouraging. And I just can't wait to see what's next with VR. Yeah, we were just blown away with this particular kit. Just the freedom of movement, the feedback with the floor, vibrating. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Again, gigantic piece of kit that does need maintenance, but it can be done with one member of staff.
Oh, definitely.
In terms of ease of use and how fun the experience was, I think this is probably the most interesting thing I played at the show.